Supreme War Marshal Thul stood before the massive tactical display aboard his flagship Crimson Dominion, his battle-scarred face twisted into a predatory grin. The holographic representation of the Sol system rotated slowly before him, showing the small blue-green world that his intelligence officers had identified as the perfect target for the Krolex Empire's next conquest. A single planet, isolated from the galactic community, reported Intelligence Commander Vex Kral, her biomechanical implants interfacing directly with the ship's databases. Population of approximately 8 billion primitives. No significant orbital defenses detected. Their most advanced vessels barely achieve faster than light travel. Marshal Thul's mandibles clicked with satisfaction. The Krolex Empire had conquered 47 star systems over the past century, building their reputation on swift, overwhelming victories against technologically inferior species. Earth appeared to be exactly what they needed, a defenseless world whose conquest would demonstrate the Empire's continued dominance to potential rivals. Military assessment? Thul demanded. Negligible, Commander Vex Kral replied confidently. Their largest warships are primitive fusion-powered vessels, measuring less than a kilometer in length. Our preliminary scans detected no energy signatures consistent with advanced weapon systems. They appear to fight with kinetic projectiles and basic directed energy weapons. General Krex Var, the Empire's most decorated ground commander, stepped forward eagerly. Marshal, my forces are prepared for immediate planetary assault. We estimate complete subjugation within 72 hours. Thul nodded approvingly. The Krolex had grown restless during their recent period of peace negotiations with other galactic powers. His warriors needed combat to maintain their edge, and this backwater world seemed perfect for a training exercise that would also yield valuable resources and slave labor. Deploy the third battle fleet, Thul commanded. 200 vessels should be more than sufficient for this operation. Begin jamming all communications from the target system immediately. As the massive Krolex armada dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system, Admiral Sarah Chen received the alert in the Earth Defense Command Center, buried deep beneath the Swiss Alps. She had been expecting this moment for decades. Admiral, reported Captain Torres from the sensor station, we have multiple hyperspace emergence signatures. 200 contacts and counting. Configuration matches Krolex Empire standard battle formations. Admiral Chen nodded calmly, her weathered hands moving across the command interface with practiced precision. Initiate Protocol 7. Begin Phase 1 deception. Throughout the Sol system, what appeared to be humanity's entire military force began responding to the alien invasion. Outdated, fusion-powered destroyers and cruisers launched from hidden bases, their primitive weapons systems charging as they moved to intercept the Krolex fleet. To any external observer, it looked like a desperate, doomed resistance by a technologically inferior species. Marshal Thul watched the developing battle with growing boredom. This is hardly worthy of our time, he muttered, as Krolex heavy cruisers began systematically destroying the human vessels. Their ships are even more primitive than our intelligence suggested. What the Marshal didn't realize was that every destroyed human ship was actually an elaborate holographic projection created by advanced stealth generators positioned throughout the system. The real Earth Defense Fleet remained hidden, watching and analyzing every aspect of Krolex technology and tactics. Commander Vex Kral, Thul ordered, initiate planetary bombardment. Eliminate their major population centers. We'll sort through the survivors later. As the Krolex fleet moved into close orbit around Earth, their weapons systems powered up to begin the methodical destruction of human civilization. That's when Admiral Chen decided they had learned enough. All stations, she announced across the command center, discontinue deception protocols. Activate the grid. The change was instantaneous and shocking. What had appeared to be empty space around Earth suddenly revealed itself to be filled with defensive installations. Massive platforms materialized as their stealth systems deactivated, each one bristling with weapons that made Krolek's technology look primitive by comparison. What Marshal Drake Thule began, but his words were cut off as his flagship's sensors began registering energy signatures that shouldn't have been possible. The Earth's moon suddenly split open along hidden seams, revealing itself to be a hollow shell containing the largest military construction facility in the galaxy. From its depths emerged the true Earth Defense Fleet ships that dwarfed anything in the Krolek's armada, their hulls gleaming with technologies that bent space-time itself. Marshal, Commander Vex Kral's voice was tight with panic. Our sensors are detecting massive gravitational distortions. The enemy is deploying weapons that manipulate fundamental forces. Admiral Chen's voice suddenly filled the Krolek's communication channels. Her words transmitted in perfect Krolek standard. "Welcome to the Sol System, Marshal Drake Thule. I am Admiral Chen of the Earth Defense Force. You have made a serious tactical error." "Impossible," Drake Thule snarled. "Our intelligence clearly indicated." "Your intelligence saw exactly what we wanted you to see," Admiral Chen interrupted. "Earth has been aware of the Krolek's empire for over 50 years. We've been studying your expansion patterns, your military tactics, and your technological capabilities. You are predictable, Marshal." The first human weapon fired a focused gravitational beam that simply caused a Krolek's battleship to collapse into a singularity. The massive vessel imploded so completely that space itself bent around the point where it had existed. "Impossible," General Krexvar whispered. "No species possesses such technology." "Begin retreat," Marshal Drake Thule ordered, his earlier confidence evaporating. "Full withdrawal to hyperspace jump point." "I'm afraid that won't be possible," Admiral Chen replied. "We've established a hyperspace interdiction field around the entire system. Your fleet cannot leave until we permit it." As if to demonstrate her point, several Krolek ships that had attempted to jump to hyperspace simply vanished, their crews experiencing the unique terror of being scattered across multiple dimensions simultaneously. The battle that followed could barely be called a battle at all. Human ships moved through the Krolek's formation like shepherds managing a flock, systematically disabling vessels with surgical precision. They didn't destroy the entire fleet instead. They demonstrated such overwhelming technological superiority that resistance became psychologically impossible. "Marshal," Admiral Chen's voice continued, now with a tone of professional instruction, "you came here seeking easy conquest. Instead, you've discovered that Earth serves as the galactic community's early warning system. We monitor aggressive species and, when necessary, provide educational demonstrations." Drake Thule found himself unable to speak as human boarding craft vessels that phased through solid matter as if it didn't exist began attaching to his ships. The boarders who emerged wore armor that seemed to bend light around them and carried weapons that disabled Krolek soldiers without harming them. "Your empire will receive your surviving fleet in approximately 72 hours, Admiral Chen explained, along with complete tactical recordings of this engagement and a detailed analysis of your military weaknesses. Consider this a lesson in the dangers of underestimating unknown civilizations." As the last Krolek soldier was secured, Marshal Drake Thule found himself face to face with Admiral Chen aboard his own flagship. The human woman appeared unremarkable middle-aged, of average height, with graying hair and calm eyes that seemed to see through him completely. "Why?" he asked. "Why not simply destroy us?" Admiral Chen smiled slightly. "Because, Marshal, dead empires can't spread warnings to their neighbors. Your mission here has succeeded, just not in the way you intended. The Krolek's empire will now serve as a very effective advertisement for why attacking Earth is a poor strategic choice. As the interdiction field dropped and the humiliated Krolek's fleet began its journey home, Marshal Drake Thule realized that his eagerness for battle had transformed his empire from a feared conqueror into a cosmic cautionary tale. Earth wasn't the primitive world they had targeted for easy victory. It was the predator that allowed itself to be found.